Good evening, everyone. This is MJ Yogi. I'm standing outside on my front porch. I tried to make a video a little bit earlier to show you the beautiful sunset, and it was way too long. So I don't want to keep you standing here and listening to me for like 6-7 minutes because it's Valentine's Day, for goodness sake. Probably you won't even listen to me tonight. Anyway, I want to keep my promise to do it on Sunday. I spent most of my day outside again, so I guess you're getting to know me. And the reason I wanted to shoot this outside is because I was making I wanted to make a metaphor with gardening and nature, exactly what happened today with what I was doing. So let me explain. I asked my son to help me because we have a few trees that we need to transplant someplace else, and it's a good time to do it before there's still like a lot of water in the soil, so they can grow their roots and not missing out on anything. So we started to set up to transplant a small oak tree, maybe like 4 feet tall, so that's not that huge. And I thought to myself, well, we're just going to dig the hole, my husband's going to wait for us, and it's going to take a few, probably like 5 minutes, and we'll be done. So I will compare the metaphor of self-care and being vulnerable with digging a tree. So lately I told you about digging deep, and it seems like it's an expression I like to use, and I don't think it's going to be the last time. So the thing is that digging deep is when you really take the time to look what's underneath the surface, right? And sometimes we don't want to dig deep when we want to make changes. If you want to add another habit or ritual in your life to do more self-care, you might just say, oh, I'm going to quit, I don't know, like eating those chips, and I'll start eating like kale chips instead. Well, maybe the first time like, I don't really like it, or maybe, oh, I forgot to buy them. Oh, what the heck? I'm really too depressed today. I need to go back to my chips. Whatever it is that you need to change. I'm just like giving an example. So as we dig deep, there's a few things that may surface. So when we dig the tree, we really thought it would be quick, and I was in for a big surprise because there was probably at least half a foot of trunk underneath. So we had to dig probably like 18 inches deep just to get to the roots themselves, and then in each direction there were roots, and then we had to use more than a shovel, and we had to get our really basically use our hands and our fingers. We had to go get a fork to loosen up the soil. So the idea is, when we want to change and we want to make those change permanent and we want to make them sustainable and healthy, it's like digging a tree. If you rush out and you just try to uproot that tree, chances are you're going to break the branches. And if I think my son wanted to tell me that dinner was ready. So if you don't take the time to do it right, you're going to unroot yourself, and you might forget who you are. You need to take some of those roots out with you, because that's what made you until now. It doesn't mean it was always, maybe it was beneficial in the past, now it's not. But we need to keep some of those roots. So we dug, and we just went around those roots, and at some point we were like, hey, we don't want to spend the entire day because we have other trees to uproot. So we'll have to just cut that root because we have long enough, and it probably should survive by now. So that's what we did. And of course, that's the same with our habits. It's painful sometimes to unroot ourselves and transplant ourselves in a new habit or ritual, but it's necessary, and it's part of the deal. And that's how we get to grow, right? Because we're creating new patterns, or we're creating new roots, and we're firming up into those new roots in that new soil, the good terrain we're at, where all the nutrients we need. And that's part of what we really need to do if we want it to make really genuine and sustainable. So I hope that this little metaphor will help you to look at what's going on. And there's one last thing I want to add before I close this, is that we also need to surround ourselves with tools, right? Great tools and additional tools, and be open to that. But also we need help. So read my blog post and you will understand what I'm talking about right now. But we need to learn to say yes as well as learn to say no. And today I'm talking to you about how to say yes and why it's important. So stay tuned for next week. I wish you all have a wonderful Valentine's Day tonight, and we'll talk soon. Bye.